What's up, everybody? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. I feel like it's been a minute. We'll do our usual, which is go over the last trades that I gave, which apparently sucked. Um, I'm not one to shy away from losses or whatever, so we will get into it really quick. Um, what was it? September 30th was the last day that I called out trades for, and basically we peaked above my entry price on PayPal, and then quickly lost it. Most people, you should have been stopped out. Like, yeah. Um, so that was that, and then the other trade that I went over was whatever Taiwan Semiconductor. It actually didn't trigger, so um, yeah, it was for the 30th, and we gapped down and never even came close to the entry. So that was just invalidated. Um, yeah, that was a rough day. Um, Sorry. Like it always bums me out when people lose money based off of like my call outs, but it's kind of inevitable. Um, I just try to, share like the best quality setups that I can find to try to negate losses, but it is part of the game of trading. So it is what it is. Um, but again, like I'm not going to, like I think some people they'll call out plays and they won't acknowledge, that they took a loss or whatever. Um, I think it's important to acknowledge, the losses with the wins and everything else. Like, um, as long as you're, making $2 for every dollar that you risk and you're at least like 34% correct, you should be very profitable. Most people will be at least 50% correct for the most part. Better traders are closer to like 70 or 80% correct. Anyway, let's get into plays for tomorrow. Wait, why am I such a low time frame? Oh, because I was looking at SPY. So for tomorrow, the first play I'm looking at is going to be Boeing. Um, I really hate it when like the levels are less than $1 apart or whatever, but it is what it is. I can't ignore key levels. Looking for more upside or whatever. But so anyway, Boeing calls above 153.79. First trim 154.71. Second trim 155 and 30 cents. And close calls at 155.90. Oracle was further back. That was. Oh, wait, it was. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to ignore it. That just makes the day even worse. There was two losses and one that was invalidated. So if we go to September 30th, wherever it is, why does it look like a win? It was a win. I have it marked as a miss, and it wasn't. So anyway, our entry was over 169.20, and our first trim was at 170 and 15 cents. Um, and so this should have been a profitable trade. Let me fix this. Well, that makes things a little bit better. One win, one loss, and one that was invalid. Um, I don't see it. This was for September 20th. I mean, for September 30th. Right? Yeah. So here, if I pull my sheet up here, Oracle, right? Over 169 and 20 cents. First trim 170 and 15 cents. Take calls. Day trade for September 30th. And oh wait, this is why it was a loss. Okay. Opened above, pulled back, broke back above, and then stopped everybody out. Okay, so that was a miss as well. Sorry. So yeah, that's a bummer. Later on in the day, it made a small bit of the move that we were looking for, but it's still a miss because anybody that took it here, which was the initial move, should have got stopped out. Bummer. All right, so 2 losses and 1 that was invalidated on September 30th. Pretty rough. Anyway, let's go back to trades for tomorrow. BA. I know we already covered this, but on BA, I'm just going to go over it again really quick. Over 153.79 calls. First trim 154.71. Second trim 155.30. And close calls at 155 and 90 cents. This is going to be a day trade. I feel like I'm forgetting to say something, but yeah, that's pretty much it. If we get up into here, we probably, make a new higher high or even high here, 157.33-ish. Next trade that I'm looking at is going to be MU. So over 101 and 10 cents calls. First trim 102 and 10 cents. Again, I hate the $1 increments, but I can't ignore like this strong rejection here, where it's basically like 2 candles in a row has rejected right from that level. So there is a very good chance that when we tap this, we get a really strong rejection down. So take your profits at the first trim level. If we do happen to break through it, have some strength, we should see 102 and 90 cents, and then finally close calls at 103.83. Yeah. Oh, and again, I mentioned this on the first trim. If we look to the left here, August 23rd, we had a really strong rejection from the second trim level. So just be aware. There's a good chance that we have a strong rejection from the first trim, and there's a chance that we have a strong rejection from the second trim as well, if we get there. Flash Fund, I'm not doing requests. And if I do requests, it's only for people that are friends of the stream. And then let's just go over SPY really quick. Actually, it's not going to be really quick, but let's chart it out. Probably, actually, let me do this. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I will be charting SIGs, but, or if it's viable to chart SIGs, I will. All right, we'll start with session volume profile. We need to move our previous day levels. This is a pretty tight value area. I don't remember when the last time I charted is, so I'm just going to check my previous week value areas. Oh, I just realized I'm not really like explaining what I'm doing. PVP indicator time frame is period is 1 week. Value area volume 68, row size 100. Under style, check value area high, value area low, and POC. And then we do this on the 65-minute time frame for the previous week. And then this is correct, right? Yeah. So these levels are good right now. For monthly levels, I'll just cover it really quick. You would go to 1 month. These would stay the same, but you do this on the 4-hour time frame. And that'll give you like your previous month levels. And then for previous day, you do on, oh my gosh, I've done 30 seconds way too many times and confused myself. For your previous day, you're going to use session volume profile, the SVP. And same thing, value area volume 68, row size 100. Under style, check value area high, value area low, and POC. This is just slightly off, which I don't like. So right now it looks like on SPY we can do 2 days of SIGs. And I think on the monthly we can do 3 months, I think. This is, yeah. Yeah, you can do the monthly on these last 3 months, which I'll just give you guys the levels in case you want them. So for this, we use the fixed range volume profile tool, and you go to the first day of the month, whatever time frame you're looking at. In this case, it's going to be June 3rd, and then we're going to go all the way to October 30th. Or sorry, what am I talking about? October 30th. September 30th is what I mean to say. Getting ahead of myself. Why did that not work? Hello? There we go. Now just to make things cleaner, I turn off this stuff. And under your fixed range volume profile, it's going to be the same thing. Row size 100, value area volume 68, under style, check value area high, value area low, POC. And this will apply to basically charting like anything, any stock, any future, even applies to, what's it called? Coins, Bitcoins, all that stuff. Wait, we have... Anytime I have levels that overlap, that's just what I do. Excuse me, put all the text on the same line. From here, we switch this to value area volume 95. And that gives us our second SIGs down here. I guess I already have this charted for the most part. I just realized I messed up. Bro. And then from here we go to value area volume 99. And at these levels, you would expect, like, if we're moving to the downside, you would expect to bounce at the second sig or the third sig. Sometimes you see it at the first sig, but more likely to happen at second or third. And if we're moving to the upside, you expect to see it at the top, at second sig or third sig. And in this case, third sig and second sig is at the same level. So those are my monthly sig levels. Now we can drop down to 30 minutes and look at our daily sig levels. I know we can go back 2 days. For sigs, you need like basically 2 consecutive months in a row where the value areas line up, or 2 or more. And so right now on the daily, we have 2 days in a row, so we can draw sigs on these 2 days. If you have 2 weeks or whatever, 2 years, you can draw sigs on those levels as well. So same thing, we're going to draw a fixed range volume profile from the first day and go to second day. Start on value area volume 68. All the other settings are going to be the same that I've already mentioned like 500 times. So my first sig, I could combine these 2 on the same level, the previous day and the first sig, but I'm not going to. You might want to if you're trading this. They're close enough that it doesn't matter, but for me, I'm not going to be trading this, so those lines being that close to each other is not going to bother me. If it was futures, I would combine those 2. Daily second sig here. And then after we finish this, we'll kind of figure out what we think SPY is going to do tomorrow. Find some levels for calls and find some levels to take puts. All right. From here, I just want to look at my TPOs. For TPO, you want to be on regular trading hours, not extended trading hours. Actually, for everything that we've charted, you want to be on regular trading hours. What's up, Corey? What's up, Alan? And let's see. Let's start by expanding these. We don't have a spike. We've got a poor high and single prints. If you want to, you can mark the first sig also as a poor high. That's where it starts. But really with the poor high, what we're looking for is this to be broken above, so that this gets cleaned up, and then fall back inside. And that's where you'd be taking puts. And then you just basically want to figure out like kind of where they might bring price if we break above this level. And for me, I would be watching here at our value area low / value area high on TPO. And I would also be watching the second SIG. All right, let's get TPO off our screen now. And just kind of see where we think things are going to go tomorrow. It's pretty congested. For me, if we come to the upside, I would be watching right here for puts. And you could target previous day value area low. There is a chance that we see this, and there's also a chance that we see this. But if I was taking this trade short, I would trim some contracts here and then trim more here and trim finally, or just close here, sorry. Generally, sorry, let me do the math really quick. I want to figure out the midpoint for the single prints. I'll just do it on the screen. I'm not good at math, so I need a calculator. So basically, we're going to take 566 and 54 cents minus 565.27. And then we'll just add 63 cents basically to 565.27. $565.90 is our mid. So basically, between our single prints, why is that? I don't like that. It's 54. There we go. A lot of times our single prints will bounce at the midpoint or reject at the midpoint. So if we open down here, you want to be watching to grab calls in this area here. So and I think calls, like, I would be way more aggressive. I would be looking for this. If you would like to trim along the way, you know, you can trim at the first SIG, you could trim at the previous day value area low, you can trim at the previous day POC. But pretty sure that we'll come up and touch previous day value area high. What's up, traveling investor? Sorry to hear about your grandfather. May he rest in peace, and I hope that you and your family, you know, are doing okay after the loss. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that, Alan. There's a lot of little like things in TradingView that you can do. Um, yeah, there's a lot. I specifically like holding down control, to snap to candlesticks. I specifically like holding down control to snap to candlesticks. Pretty cool. So anyway, I think that's it for tomorrow. Looking at BA, which we covered, MU, and then these are the setups I would be interested in on SPY. Puts right around the 569.90 level. What are these levels? Sorry. So this is 570 and 15 cents. And then 569.90. So right between that level is where I would be looking to get in puts, and I would love to be in calls at 565 and 90 cents. Just be aware, if you take calls here, there is a chance that they come down to here before they bounce. So make sure that your stop loss is, down here somewhere. I'm trying to figure out where I would want my stop loss if I was trading this. Probably right around there. 564.78-ish, give or take. Okay. Anybody have any questions before I peace out? Everybody's so quiet tonight. I guess while I wait to see if there's any questions, I'll just say, and again, when I say this, I always feel awkward because I don't want it to feel like I'm making a threat, because I'm not. But I don't trade options and I don't trade SPY. So I just literally do these plays or find these plays and setups for all of you guys that like to trade options and like to trade SPY. So as long as there's interest in the videos, like, I'll keep doing them. But if the interest seems to fall off, then there's just no reason for me to do them anymore. But again, as long as there's interest, like, I'll keep doing them. So, the way to show that you're interested is hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, reply to the videos. Like, I don't care if you reply like, hey, I took a loss, or hey, I took a win, whatever it is. Losses are going to be, they're normal in trading. Good traders are good losers. So once you learn how to become a good loser is when you'll become a better trader. But so, like, reply. And what do you mean by post this on Keenan's Discord? I don't like to trade SPY because I trade futures. SPY, if you're trading options, you have theta decay. And with futures, there's no theta decay. I mean, there's just so many benefits to trading futures. I don't really want to get too crazy into it. Yeah, I can post it. You want the link to the chart? Because I can share that. How do I do that? Is it this?
I trade SPY and I don't even chart SPY.
Yeah, so you can trade right off of ES chart, this is the future for the S&P 500. A lot of people chart this and trade off of this versus trading off of SPY's chart. No.
But I do appreciate you doing this sometimes, because sometimes I check in and it gives me more of a clear head of like what strikes to get, because it's not as clear when I'm charting ES what strikes I'm trying to get. So this is super helpful.
Got it.
I know I'm going to try to stay between like 570 and 565 tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. So I'll just post this in my channel under the crowned traders, the chart. I just shared it. What was I going to say? Yeah, so streaming levels is really difficult. So that's why I try to like call them out. I just posted a screenshot, which should make it a lot clearer. in Keenan's Discord. Um, yeah, also make sure that your resolution is in 1080p and not 360 or whatever. What was I going to say? Oh, somebody asked why I don't trade SPY. So, um, for people that are like serious day traders, my gosh, I feel like this is just such a loaded question. I'm probably going to go on a 30-minute rant, but whatever it is, what it is. Um, so when you trade options, you have theta decay, you have Greeks. When you trade futures, you don't have any Greeks. There's no theta decay. What I like about trading futures is, let's just say, whatever. Let's say when this level here was broken, I wanted to take short or take puts, right? And when I do that, I can decide like I'm going to close my trade when we hit 20,014 and 75 cents. I literally just put my take profit at that price target because since there's no theta decay, the price is the price. It doesn't move, over time or whatever else. I can literally target a specific level on the chart, which is how you want to trade. You want to trade levels. You don't want to trade P&L or percentages, gained, lost, or whatever. And then the inverse, like I can say, like if they're trying to stop me out, they're probably going to come up to these wicks here. So with that said, I want to put my stop loss slightly above. So if we do come here and bounce, generally they'll come back up to this equal high and then they might reject back down and I'm still in the trade. And literally I can just put those levels in and I can walk away from my computer. I can go about my day, let either my stop loss get hit or let my profit target get hit. More importantly, for like people that are like serious day traders, option traders that day trade are taxed at capital gains tax. So 100% of whatever you make is going to be gained or is going to be taxed at capital gains taxes. For futures, it goes by what's called the 40-60 tax rule. And when I say this, like I'm not a CPA, so this is something that you should discuss with a CPA or an accountant or whatever else. But I can give you like my brief understanding of how it works, which is the first 40% of what you make is going to be taxed at capital gains, and the last 60% will be taxed at your regular tax rate. So basically, it just means you're going to be paying way less taxes. The other thing that's really important about futures versus options is wash sales. So if you're trading, let's just say SPY, the government has created a rule, which basically, let's just say you bought SPY up here, wanting price to go up, right? But instead price pulls down here. And so you sell here at a loss and then you get back into the trade, whatever, here, and then it goes and hits your profit target. So what happens here is it looks like you took this trade and when it went against you, you closed it at a loss so that you could write that off on your taxes, but you immediately got back into the trade and played it in the same direction. And there's no arguing this with the IRS or whatever. This is considered a wash sale. So anytime that you trade the same indice in a 30-day time period, and again, like I'm not a CPA, so this is just my understanding of it. Anytime that you trade the same indice in a 30-day time period, you can't keep writing off losses. You'll get basically, you get like smacked with this thing that's called a wash sale. And I know that I've seen at least like one person where they got like a huge tax bill. Let me just see if I can Google it. So this basically just explains what I've just said. Wash sale rule is when you sell an investment that has lost money in a taxable account, you can get a tax benefit. The wash sale rule keeps investors from selling at a loss, buying the same or substantially identical investment back within a 61-day window and claiming the tax benefit. Anyway, just something you should look into yourself. I know I read like one time this guy and like was just day trading and he racked up like a $200,000 tax bill from just like trading SPY or whatever it was. So that's another reason to not trade options like the same indice within whatever a 61-day period. So you would have to be really careful. I mean, you could take calls on SPY and then take puts on SPY, and then you have to like stop trading SPY for 61 days basically. Unless you're not taking losses, in which case you're fine. But if you're taking losses, you can't keep writing it off. Robinhood, you're asking a very generalized question. I don't have a set stop loss for ES. I don't have a set stop loss for anything. I trade based off of levels on the chart. So the best way I kind of just showed it here. So let's just go over it again. Like, let's say I'm taking puts here on SPY or whatever. I'm taking puts here on NQ. Or really, the real term is called short. Like, you don't take puts on futures. You would enter short. And then for calls, you would be entering long. But so let's say I'm entering short on NQ at my previous week value area low. And if they're trying to stop me out, most likely they're going to come back up to like these wicks here, right? So I plan out my trade by grabbing my short position tool, saying this is my entry, this is my take profit, and my stop loss, I want to be slightly above these wicks so that if they come up and try to stop me out, you know, my stop loss hopefully is far enough above this that if they're really going to stop me out, it's because they're planning on going much higher. It's not that they're doing a stop loss hunt. And then once I've planned this trade, as long as I'm getting at least 2 reward for every dollar I risk, then I can take the trade. So in this case, it's 2.91. So this is a trade I can take. So always looking at levels, whatever this green line is, I don't know why I chose it, but if I was trading this, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing that this became support. Here we slice through it. So like I could possibly bring my take profit down. I would never target like exactly the lowest point of these two candles. My take profit would always be just slightly above it in case they bounce a little bit early. But so that's how I find my levels. I just look to the left and I figure out based on what I see to the left where I want to put my take profit and where I want to put my stop loss. And if it doesn't work out as far as, if I look to the left and I don't see like a setup that I can get at least $2 for every dollar I risk, then I don't take the trade. Okay. Futures. What else was I saying? I wanted
So,
to
Rocket, just a quick
short this.
question,
Yeah.
like on the options things you were talking about. Like by the end of the year, like I don't get just taxed on what I made. I get taxed on everything I made, even minus my losses.
Well, you're only able to write off a certain percentage of your losses.
I'm just
I
saying, like the
th-
account in general. Like if it started at a certain amount and then ends at a certain amount, I'm not taxed on that amount. I'm taxed on the amount that I made in every single trade and get
Mhm.
none of the benefits of the losses, right?
Exactly.
So you can have to pay more than your whole account, even if you did successfully.
Yes.
Like you can pay more, right?
Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why you want to really understand. Again, I am not a certified tax professional.
Hmm.
So, just take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, but you have to be really careful with options because you have to be aware of that wash sale rule. And yeah, you can end up paying a lot more than what you make. Yeah, I wanted to short this, but I wasn't paying attention when it happened. Bummer. Oh well, life goes on. 40 points. I'll figure them out somewhere else. DRO, again, another very loaded question. You're asking, and I'm not trying to be rude when I say this, but you're asking very generalized questions. Where do you trade futures depends on what you trade on. So if you're trading on a mobile device, if you're trading on a PC, if you're trading on a Mac, if you are trading on a Mac, I would suggest opening your window, grabbing the Mac and throwing it out the window and buying a PC. Macs are trash for trading. I also don't particularly like them, but whatever. That's my personal opinion. So I probably just blasted everybody's ears. I'm sorry. Um, and it also depends if you want to do. There's the baby. If you want to trade, with a prop firm, or if you want to use your own cash. So yeah, so I mean Mac again, it's really just they're worthless for trading. And that's not like a personal opinion. There's just not a lot of trading software that works with Macintosh. So really, the way to trade futures is using Quantower, which you can't use on Macs. So with a Mac, you're pretty much limited on using like Tradeovate, I want to say. And I believe you can use TradeStation, but you would have to look into that. I'm not positive. But you're pretty much limited to those two, I think, Tradeovate and TradeStation. Some other people might know like other things that you can trade on with Macs. I don't. I don't have a Mac. I don't use Macs. Um, but basically, like once you,
You can
um,
always partition your hard drive to
yeah,
have
you're gonna
PC
say to
software.
use. You're gonna say to use. What's it called? Um, I should know this because I'm an IT person. Whatever to run Windows on your Mac, and it
Yeah,
runs
I
like
used to do it.
it runs like crap. Like you're always
Oh,
gonna
it does?
have
Oh, okay.
really bad lag. Um, Unless you know something I don't know. But
As
anytime I've
long as you partition the hard drive to be the PC software be completely separate, so you dictate how much space the hard drive has to run PC and it's plenty,
mhm.
it should run just like normal. But yeah, you have
uh
to like know how to set all that up and how to you partition your hard drive before you ever even download the Windows on it.
no, I've done
So you
that
have to know
and
how
it
to set
still
stuff up.
ran like ass. But I guess that's
Oh, okay.
just my personal experience. So like this
It
is
was a
where
long
you want
time
to
ago.
get to is like this is called Quantower. These are footprint charts. You want to get to the point that you can read these. This is only like for futures. It gives you, I mean, the way I have it set up, I have my delta on the right side. I also have delta down here. You can see, I mean, it's probably hard to see, but this top line says volume. So that's the volume for each 5 minute candle. Delta here on the second row, max delta, third row, min delta, fourth row, um, cumulative volume, I think, on the bottom row. And then on the left here is my volume profile. Um, and then, of course, my DOM over here. But so, like, this is Quantower, and this is only available on PC. Um, so that's how I trade. Boot camp. I hate boot camp. Parallels, boot camp, all of that, whatever. Um, yeah. But anyway, I would just highly recommend. I do have a video. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I have a video on the advantages of trading futures versus options, which goes more in depth on the things that I'm talking about. I'll, where is it? Yeah, here it is. Let's see. There's the link to that video, which will talk about, the benefits of trading futures over options, and just really like from just like a personal. Um, I like to be in and out of trades quickly. I don't like to be in trades for hours at a time. And so, like, if you just watch this here, I had said I wanted to be short here, but since I was doing the video, I kind of missed it. But this move, these are 5 minute candles. So we're talking like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes. And it's like a 40-point move. And then if you want math, basically like dollar wise, NQ, it's a little bit hard to explain, but basically NQ moves in 25-cent increments. So if I zoom in, you can see it's 25, 50, 75, a dollar, 25, 50, 75, a dollar. So it's always going to be in 25-cent increments. And every 25 cents on NQ is $5. So every 1 point is going to be $20. So one contract 40-point move is going to be $800. Yeah. $800 in 20 minutes. Like, to me, that's reason enough right there. And this is the overnight session. So like NQ during the daytime, it can move 100 points in 5 minutes. So that's why I like to trade it. It's fast. I can be in and out of my trades. I know a lot of people see, like, I'll share my trades where it's like less than a minute and I'll make like $1,200 or whatever. And then I can go about my day. Like, I'm done trading. So that's another reason that I like futures. Let me just read through and make sure I don't have any other questions. I don't think I do. What's up, J. Marie? Yeah, DRO, if you're trying to get insight, go. I'm assuming you're from Keenan's Discord. If you are from Keenan's Discord, go to my channel. I have a channel, Catching Rockets. It's under the Crown Traders. And then go all the way up to the very top to the pinned posts. And at the very top, you'll see a message where it says, blah, 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 blah. Read these 3 books. And then DM me after you read the 3 books. Or you can grab the 3 books from the description of this video. And the 3 books are Trader Dale's Volume Profile, Volume Price Analysis by Anna Cooling, and Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Once you read those 3 books, you can DM me and I'll do a free one-on-one with you. And that'll put you on a lot of game. And that's the way to go. What's up, Mac? How you doing? I don't see any other questions. I don't think I'm looking. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but so just again, really quickly, like for trading, PC is just way, way, way better. I think you'll see, like, if you look at trading software, it's pretty much all for PC, and there's very limited software for Macs. So that's the way to go. Anyway, that's going to do it, everybody. Hopefully this was informative and helpful, and hopefully you guys crush it tomorrow and make a